Hi, I'm Tracy. Welcome to lesson 2 of our bridge lessons for kids developed by me and my parents Lee and Frank. In the last lesson we learnt what a trump is and what a trick is, and we also began to learn how to value our hand by counting high card points, and we learnt that a fit is when between our hand and our partner's hand we have at least 8 cards in the same suit. We're now going to learn a bit more about valuing our hand, which will help us set the target number of tricks we need to make for that hand. You may remember last lesson we learned that how to count high card points, so that is 4 points for an ace, 3 for a king, 2 for a queen, and 1 for a jack. In this lesson we're going to learn that you can add distribution points to your high card points when you know that you have a fit with partner. That means at least 8 cards in the same suit. So if you find out that you and partner have a fit, so let's say you have 5 spades and your partner has at least 3 spades, then you have a fit, you can add distribution points. So these points are 5 points if you have a void, that is no cards at all in one of the other suits, or you add 3 points if you have a singleton, which is only 1 card in one of the other suits, or you get 1 point for a doubleton. That means you only have 2 cards in one of the other suits. These distribution points only apply when you have a fit with partner, and that means you're going to have a trump contract. If you don't have a fit with partner, you'll play in no trumps and you don't get distribution points. So your total points would be equal to your high card points plus your distribution points when you have a fit with partner. So when you have a fit, you bid what we call game when between you and your partner you have 25 or more total points, or you bid a part score when between you and your partner you have between 21 and 24 total points. We'll talk more about games and part scores in later lessons, but you just need to know now that with 25 or more total points you need to bid game, and with a majority of points but less than 25, remember there are a total of 40 high card points in the pack, you will be bidding a part score. So here we're going to have some examples where you'll get to count the total points. When I ask a question, just like the last lesson, please pause the video, try to answer the question yourself, then hit play. If you didn't get it right, please go back and listen again and try again. If you're still confused, feel free to contact me. So, this is the first hand. First I want you to count your high card points, remembering 4 for an ace, 3 for a king, 2 for a queen, and 1 for a jack. Pause the video and count. I hope you counted 11 points. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Now let's assume you have a fit with your partner. Let's say your partner also has 4 hearts, so 4 hearts for you and 4 for your partner is 8. That's a fit. Can you add on any distribution points here? The answer is no, because you have no singletons, voids, or doubletons. However, if this was your hand, on the right, we've got exactly the same cards except we moved these 2 little clubs and we put them in the diamond suit. So you still have 11 high card points, however in this hand you also have a singleton. That's only 1 club. And you get an extra 3 points for a singleton. Remember it's 5 points for a void, that's no cards in a suit, 3 points for a singleton, and 1 point if you have a doubleton when you have a fit with partner. Here is a different example. On the left side is your hand, on the right side is your partner's hand. You have a few jobs to do here. The first one is to see if you can find a fit with partner. Once you have found a fit, or if you can find a fit, you need to count the total points between you and your partner, and then you need to decide whether you're going to be bidding a part score, so that's when you have up to 24 total points, or whether you're going to be bidding a game. That's when you have more, then you have 25 or more points. So, pause the video. Right, firstly, the first question is, do you have a fit? I hope you found that you do have a fit and it's in spades. You have 5 spades and your partner has 4 spades. That's a total of 9, which means you have a fit. Now that we know you have a fit, you can count your total points, which is your high card points plus your distribution points. Count them. I hope you found the answer is 30 total points. Let's count together. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 3 is 14, plus 4 is 18, plus 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23 high card points. Let's now count the distribution as well because we have a fit. So there were 23 high card points. This is a doubleton, only 2 cards in hearts. So that makes 23 plus 1 is 24. Here's another doubleton, 25. And diamonds, this is a void. You don't have any cards, or your partner has no cards in diamonds. We add on 5 distribution points. So 25 plus 5 is a total of 30 points. The next question was, we know that we have a fit in spades, so spades will be the trump suit. Are we going to bid game, which is 25 or more total points, or are we going to bid a part score, which is less than 25 points? Remember, we had 30 total points, so we would be bidding game in spades on this hand. Right, here's a different example. We have to ask the same questions again. Firstly, do we have a fit? Then count our total points and then decide if we're playing in game or in a part score and what is the trump suit. Pause the video. Alright, I hope you could find the fit. It's in hearts. There are 5 hearts here and 3 hearts here. That's 8. That means we can add distribution points to our high card points. Let's count our total points. Pause the video. Right, let's count those points together. There are there's 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19, plus 2 is 21. Because we have a fit, we can add points for distribution, and the only spot we can add points is in spades. Here we have a doubleton, so that makes 22 total points. Which suit is going to be trumps? I hope you've decided it's going to be hearts because that's where your fit is. And because we only have 22 points, we are going to be playing in a part score. We don't have 25 points for game. Right, so now we've learnt a bit more about valuing our hand and we've decided what our target is. I'm going to teach you more about card play. So in the last lesson, I told you that the first person to play can choose any card from their hand. I'm now going to give you more information about which card they should choose. Their first task is to choose the suit that they want to play. And they need to choose the suit to lead. And the suit they should lead is their longest and strongest suit. So if this is the person's hand who's going to be leading, he needs to look at his cards and decide which suit is the longest and strongest. And the answer here is that clubs is his longest and strongest suit. He has 4 clubs and he has 2 big cards in the club suit plus the 10 as well. So he would choose to lead a club. Now that he's chosen the suit to lead, he needs to choose the correct card from that suit to lead. So our next question is, which card does he lead? Let's say this is the suit that the opening leader has decided to lead from. He needs to choose the correct card. When you have a sequence, which is 2 or 3 cards in a row, so King, Queen, Jack, or Ace, King, or Ace, King, Queen, or Queen, Jack, 10, you lead the top card from your sequence. The reason you do this is to give your partner information. When you lead the top card from a sequence, so if you lead the king from this sequence, you are telling your partner 2 things. The first thing you're telling your partner is you do not have the ace, because if you had the ace, you would have led it. The second thing you're telling your partner is you do have the queen. When you lead the king, you are promising that you have the queen and maybe the jack as well. You always lead the top of a sequence when your sequence has big cards in it. So from this suit, if you were going to lead from this suit, which card out of these ones would you lead? Pause the video. I hope you decided that you were going to lead the queen. It is the top of a sequence, queen, jack, 10. When you lead the queen, you are giving your partner information. You are saying, I do not have the king, because if I had the king I would have led it, but I do have the jack and maybe even the 10. Which card would you lead from this suit? I hope you said you're going to lead the ace. When you lead the ace, you are telling your partner, I also have the king. In bridge, you're not allowed to talk to your partner, but you can give them information based on the cards that you play. What about this suit? Which card would you lead? Pause the video. I hope you said you would lead the jack. You have a sequence, jack, 10, and then the 8. You lead the jack. You're telling your partner that you don't have the queen, but you do have the 10. You always lead from the top of a sequence, the highest card in a sequence. What if the suit you choose to lead from doesn't have a sequence in it? Such as this suit. You've got king and jack, but you're missing the queen. You've got a hole in it. It's broken. If you lead the king, you'd be lying to your partner because the king promises the queen, so you can't lead the king. If you led the jack, you'd be lying to your partner because the jack promises the 10, so you can't lead the jack. The card you lead is a small one. You lead the 4. You always lead low from a broken suit. So what about this suit? Which card would you lead? Pause the video. I hope you chose the 5 or the 2. They are the low cards in the suit. You don't have a sequence because you're missing the jack. You've only got the queen and the 10. When you play the 5, you're promising your partner that you have a big card in that suit. What about this suit? Which card would you lead? I hope you said you'd lead the 2. When you play a small card, you're promising a big card. So you always lead low from a broken suit. Here's a different concept. What if you only have 2 cards in the suit you've chosen to lead? Which one of these 2 do you play? There is a right answer, and it's the bigger one. You play high from a doubleton. Remember, a doubleton is 2 cards in a suit. When you play that 8, you're telling your partner, I don't have anything higher than it, and I've probably only got 2 cards in the suit. So here's a test for you. Which card do you lead from this suit? Pause the video. If you said the king, you're correct. You play the top of a sequence, king, queen, jack. It promises your partner you have the queen, and it tells your partner you don't have the ace. Top of a sequence. Which card do you lead from this suit? Pause the video. I hope you said you lead the 10. It is the highest of your doubleton. You lead high from a doubleton. Which card do you lead from this suit? I hope you chose to lead the 2. You are playing low from a broken suit, and playing the 2 promises a big card. Play low from a broken suit. And which card do you lead from this suit? You lead the 2. Low from a broken suit, it promises a big card in the suit. Alright, so now we know which suit the opening leader leads, and they lead their longest and their strongest suit, and we know which card they're going to choose to lead from that suit. What we don't know is what everybody else has to play after that. So now I'm going to tell you more about that. In this case, West is the opening leader, and West has decided to play that hearts is the suit he's going to lead from. West is the leader. North is what we call second hand because he plays second. East is third hand because he plays third. So, West is leading from this suit. Do you know which card West should lead from this suit? Pause the video. I hope you chose the 5 of hearts. he has a broken suit. The king and the jack are not a sequence. So when he plays the 5, he promises his partner that he has a big card or big cards in this suit. North plays the 3, and we're now going to focus on which card East should play. There's a big hint here. It says third hand plays high. East is third hand. And the general rule is that third hand puts his biggest card on, or he plays a high card. So let's follow the rule and play the high card. Yes, he may be afraid that he's going to lose it to South's ace, but let's just see what happens. If you were South, which card would you play? Hopefully you would choose to take your ace. South wins the trick, and when South wins a trick, he places the trick facing him, lengthwise facing him, as does everybody else. They all place it in the same direction on the table. South won that trick, and he would lead the next card to the next trick. However, we're going to assume that he leads a different suit, and later on in the play, West gets to lead again, and he continues with his heart suit. So he plays his king, and he wins that trick, and he puts the cards facing him, because East and West won that trick. And then West continues the suit, and he wins that trick as well. And again, they put the cards facing towards the team that won the trick. You can see that East-West won 2 tricks. I'm now going to show you what happens if East was too scared to play his queen at trick 1. If he was afraid of losing his queen. So the rule is third hand plays high, but what if he doesn't? Again, West leads the 5 of hearts, North plays a heart, East is afraid, so he plays the 6 of hearts. If you are South, which card are you going to play now? Pause the video. I hope you chose to play the 10 of hearts. You just want to win the trick with the cheapest card possible, so the lowest card you can play to win the trick, and all he had to do was beat the 6. So North-South won this trick, and they place it facing them. South then takes his ace and places it facing him, and then he plays another heart, and West's king wins the trick. Can you see this time that East and West only won 1 of the 3 tricks, whereas when East played his queen at trick 1, they had won 2 of the 3 tricks. That's why East, or third hand, has to play high. Right, so we've gone through which suit the opening leader leads and which card, and we've discussed which cards East should play. East needs to use common sense though. Let's look at this example. West is leading from a different heart suit and chooses to lead the queen because it's the top of a sequence. Does East play his highest card now? Hopefully you can see that there is no point in East putting his king on top of his partner's queen. That's just a waste. So there are times when East doesn't follow the third hand plays high rule. He just plays a low card and saves his king for another time. Right, so we've talked about which card third hand should play. We're now going to talk about second hand, which is North in this case, because West is leading again. The general rule with North is that he plays low. Second hand plays low. So once again, West is leading and is choosing to lead from this heart suit. Which card should West play? Pause the video. I hope you chose the 5 of hearts because he has a broken suit and he's promising a big card in hearts. He plays the 5. North follows the rule as second hand and he plays low. East in third hand plays high. He plays his biggest card, which is the 8. And South wins the trick with his cheapest card. He needs to be the 8, so he plays the jack. North-South wins the trick. South now plays his king. And again, North is now third hand. South led, West is second hand. North is the third card to play. Even though he's third hand, he's not going to take his partner's king with his ace. He's just going to play a little one. He's using common sense. And then South can play his final heart, and North takes his ace. So North-South have won 3 tricks, all 3 tricks. Let's see what happens if North was too excited with his ace and he didn't follow the second hand plays low rule. So West again leads his 5. North decides he needs to take his ace now, so he does. And he wins his ace. He then continues with hearts, South is now third hand, so he can play a big one. Remember, North led, East is second hand, South is third hand, and South wins the trick. And now South plays his Jack, and East-West wins their Queen. Look what happened now. North-South only won 2 tricks, and East-West won a trick. That's because North forgot he had a partner, and he played high in second hand. That is the end of lesson 2. Please join us again for lesson 3.